Let's get a little green screen going. Yeah, this'll do. Because why not? You know, what else? What else do we have going on? This is me. This is me an hour ago. So, I was getting my ears stretched, and I was telling her about her name's Trinity, a nice girl, telling her how getting my ears stretched and thinking about tattoos, and telling her I have this channel, and explaining to her why anybody would find it problematic that I'm getting my ears stretched and getting tattoos. Many people will, but whatever. I am 3+Kei. Oh man, and I don't have a mic. I'm 3+Kei. I'm here to encourage you to pursue the smile by prioritizing the Lord, your physical health, and persistent education. This space right here, this live stream, is called the Secret Heart Club. And it's for the oddball Christians and the Christ curious to come together in community. Talk about the Lord. Talk about the Lord. We are we are on part 5 of a sermon from Grace Gospel Church. I remember where we left off, which is great. Let's hop into it and see how far we can go. We can get. I hope you guys are doing all right. Been out here working hard. I've been working hard. So, I'm a little tired. All right. Okay. So we went to Grace Gospel Church many moons ago. Pastor Noah gave this sermon that was on Matthew 18, verses 15 through 20, which read, it's Jesus teaches how to treat a believer who sins. Verse 15, if your brother sins against you, go and show him his fault. Just if he listens to you, you have won your brother over. But if he will not listen, take 1 or 2 others along, so that every matter may be established by the testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses. If he refuses to listen to them, tell it to the church. And if he refuses to listen even to the church, treat him as you would a pagan or a tax collector. I tell you the truth. This is Jesus talking. I tell you the truth. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. Again, I tell you that if 2 of you on earth agree about anything you ask for, it will be done for you by my Father in heaven. For where 2 or 3 come together in my name, there am I with them. Hey, Randy. Where'd he go? Where's the bell? Hey, Randy. Hey, Johnny. All right. So Pastor Noah continued with 4 points. 1, we address sin in our community by reflecting the heart of God. 2, relationships sour when we don't address sin. 3, Christians choose to spend time together where others will opt out. And 4, Matthew chapter 16 through 21 is Jesus teaching disciples about building community. So the overall sermon has 2 points. Number 1, Jesus shows the heart of God for sinners in the Christian community. And number 2, Jesus shows the power of God in the Christian community. So going back to number 1, Jesus shows the heart of God for sinners in the Christian community. Those are verses 15 through 17. If your brother sins against you, go and show him his fault, just between the two of you. If he listens to you, you have won your brother over. But if he will not listen, take 1 or 2 others along, so that every matter may be established by the testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses. If he refuses to listen to them, tell it to the church. And if he refuses to listen even to the church, treat him as you would a pagan or tax collector. Jesus shows the heart of God for sinners in the Christian community. There is the goal and the process. The goal is to pursue reconciliation within the church. Hey, hi, Missy. The goal is to pursue reconciliation within the church. So me and Randy, we get into it. We butt heads. We have offense. I offend Randy. The goal is always to pursue reconciliation. On my end, Randy, I'm sorry. On Randy's end, Lakeitha, can we talk about this way that I felt that you sinned against me? Both parties, we always need to make sure that we are pursuing reconciliation in the church. Otherwise, we're just fighting. And there's plenty to fight over, I'm sure, right? We're going to be a community, and we're going to make that commitment to one another. Part of making that commitment is pursuing reconciliation. And so that is the goal. There are 3 principles within that. Number 1, discern the sin. Number 2, go to the source. Number 3, rejoice in the reconciliation. So principle number 1, discern the sin. I'm just breezing through these. Hey, Poppy. Bow, Poppy. I'm breezing through these because we already went through these in parts 1 through 4. Just catching y'all up. The goal, pursue reconciliation. Principle 1, discern the sin in 4 parts. Number 1, is the sin personally directed at me, or is it a general sin? Number 2, is the sin deliberate or incidental? Number 3, was the sin public or private? And number 4, is there a power imbalance, such as a child and a parent, or an employee and a supervisor? So the goal is to pursue reconciliation. Principle 1, discern the sin. Principle 2, go to the source. Don't sit out here gossiping like a little bird. Go to the person. And number 3, this is the one that was difficult for me. This was a little difficult for me. And maybe for you too, I don't know. But number 3 is rejoice in the reconciliation. I'm so glad we figured it out. Randy, I'm glad we figured it out. I'm all right, Randy, thank you. A little pooped today. A little pooped. All right, and number 3, principle number 3, rejoice in the reconciliation. Note, how much does Christ love me? A lot. A lot. How much does Christ love me? How can I show that much love to others? That's the one that always gets me. How can I be like Christ toward others? All this grace, all this mercy, all this compassion, all this provision, all these blessings, as Pastor Tony would say at East Point Church, grace upon grace. Oh wait, what does he do? Grace upon grace upon grace upon grace upon grace. is what the Lord has for me. But yet when it comes to you, I ain't got the time. I need you to hurry up and get up out my face. That's not right. That's not right. Randy says, yeah, I'm happy for Halloween. 3 days. All right. Do your thing. Do your thing. We are called to see, this is back to rejoicing in the reconciliation. We are called to see the best in one another, not the worst. I could probably have used that today. That's it's good to know your blind spots. I think that's for sure one for me. Because I don't, the older I get, I don't really trust people. Even in the last year, I've had heartbreak in the way of like friends. Everybody knows about like romantic heartbreak. I had a lot of friend heartbreak and had to kind of pivot away from a lot of people. And that, I know it did. It hardened my heart even more. Like I already was like looking at people kind of sideways. What do you want from me? What do you want me to do something for you? Here comes Lakeitha. Oh, she's the entertaining one. And it's like, that gets, I would love for somebody, this is not to do with nothing, but I would love for somebody to be like, hey, is there anything you need? No, like that does not happen in my life. And I can feel my heart hardening. So when we're talking about, we're supposed to be looking, we're called to see the best in one another, not the worst. That's definitely an area of growth for me. Because I don't trust nobody. Where is Levi at? I don't know. Levi, if y'all don't know, Levi is my little internet son. He's so cute. And he'll pop on here and then pop out. He's probably somewhere playing a sport. I don't know. But when he comes on here, Randy, you should link up with him. You should follow each other, subscribe to each other's channels. Okay, so we got that. Jesus shows the heart of God for sinners in the Christian community. The goal is to pursue reconciliation, as it says in verse 15. If your brother sins against you, go and show him his fault just between the two of you. If he listens to you, you have won your brother over. But what happens when they don't do it? Then we get to the process. The goal is to pursue reconciliation. The process is to protect the righteousness. The process is, if you go to your brother and say you messed up, my guy. You messed up. You did a couple things. They were against the Lord. All right? I need you to repent and apologize. And your brother says, nah. I ain't doing none of that, my fellow. Then you hit him with verse 16. You hit him with the process. Okay? The Lord gave us the process. When the people ain't acting right and they say, I'm going to keep on doing bad all by myself, the Lord gave us something for that. It's called the process. And the point is to protect the righteousness. This is verse 16 and 17. But if he will not listen, take one or two others along, so that every matter may be established by the testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses. If he refuses to listen to them, tell it to the church. And if he refuses to listen even to the church, treat him as you would a pagan or a tax collector. In other words, somebody who is not saved, not in the church, not rolling with us. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Abjit. It's it's one of them times, 7:17 p.m. So the process is for the purpose of protecting righteousness. Step 1, establish a witness. So Lakeitha, 3+Kei, sins against Randy. Randy came to Lakeitha. Listen, Kei, that wasn't right what you did. That wasn't right what you said. I felt offended by that. And then Lakeitha's like, and what? I'm going to do it again. All right. So then, hey, Scott. So then Randy goes and gets Abjit and Scott. 2 or 3 witnesses. So the process is to protect righteousness. Step 1, establish a witness. So Randy now has Abjit and Scott coming to me. Hey, listen, Lakeitha, you did the thing. You did the thing. We saw you doing it. That is unrighteous behavior, ma'am. We need you to repent and apologize for your behavior. Number 1, establish a witness. Number 2, okay, so what if I say no? No, go have your mama establish some behaviors. So Lakeitha is now unrepentant. Lakeitha, Randy has come to me, said, I have sinned against him. I said, and so what? I'll do it again. So Randy then gets Abjit and Scott, witnesses, 2 or 3 witnesses, to come to me, Lakeitha, and say, hey, we all agree what you did was not right. That's against God. You got to stop. And I say, nah, I'm going to do whatever it is I feel like doing whenever I want to do it. Go tell your mama. They turn around. Now what happens? Step 2. This is the process which is meant to protect the righteousness and the integrity of the local church. None of this works. When people are like, I don't need a local church, this is a reason why you do. There's no 2 or 3 witnesses. Y'all see these, I had to take them off my YouTube. They go and talk to people who are not Christians and they are sinning, and they're like, hey, y'all are sinning. And the people are like, so? They're not in the local church. Also, it should be noted, while you need the 2 or 3 witnesses that are also in the church with the person themselves that's doing all the sinning and offending, they also need to be in your church. Otherwise, you're just rolling up on people, talking about how they're sinning. You have no rapport, social work word. You have no rapport, no connection. They don't know who you are or what your intentions are. You're just rolling up on them. This process is for people within your local church. The idea is that you are in relationship and community with these people. So anyway, step 1, establish a witness. Hey, Poppy. Number 2, you got the 2 witnesses. Now I offended Randy. I said, so what? I'll do it again. Randy brought Scott and Abjit. Lakeitha, you are a whole sinning person. Knock it off. I'm like, go tell your mama that. Uh-oh. Now we go to step 2. Notify the local church. I've seen this done. Basically, it starts with telling the elders. So you're not going to, all 3 of them are not going to turn away from me and then go tell the church. start all up in you know what Lakeitha did. It doesn't work like that. They're going to go to the elders to start a process. Hey, Lakeitha keeps doing the thing. I went to her solo. She said she's going to keep doing it. We went as a group to try to reason with her. She said she's still going to keep doing it. Now I have to go to you guys because from what I've seen, it's like, well, Lakeitha needs counseling. Lakeitha needs biblical counseling and guidance. So then the elders go to me, the sinning person, and they're like, what's up with that? And usually, well, not usually, there can be counseling. The person can then repent and be like, I'm going to work on this, and it's something that the elders will monitor. Or the person might just say, this is just what I got going on. One that I knew, it was a man that got drunk and beat his wife regularly. Got drunk and beat his wife. So yeah, old girl was like, hey, you gotta stop beating me like that. He was like, nope. And then she called a few people over. Hey, quit getting drunk and beating her. And he's like, and then he didn't. Hey, Pablo. So then it got to the elders, and he entered like counseling for the drunken part, because the beating part was anyway. He got into that. Next thing you know, he's wilding out, drinking, beating her booty butt consistently. Bam. You gotta go, my guy. They kicked him out the church. It was a church decision. When I met this woman, she was still married to him and going to church. I don't know where he went, if they were still living together or what, but he wasn't allowed to be in the church like that. And so that's step 3. Regard them as unsaved. So what does that look like when you regard somebody as unsaved? I'm imagining y'all watching this. Y'all are Christians on your faith walk. All right. Let's say your grandma, Granny Dukes. She been a Christian for like 50, 60, 70 years, right? So the way you and Granny talk, you talk about the Lord, you talk about blessings, you do what's called Christianese. You heard that? You talking Christianese. It's like a vibe. However, some of y'all have some friends that don't know the Lord. And so what does that look like? You tell them about the Lord. You tell them to repent. If you're talking to your mom that's already a Christian, or you go to church, when we go to church, we're not like walking up on each other, starting conversations for the purpose of telling the other person about Jesus Christ, why he matters, and why the church member should repent. We don't talk like that. But we should be talking like that for people outside of the church, right? And so that's what it looks like to talk to somebody who is unsaved. There are some churches who will completely turn their back. And I've seen it on paper. You are instructed not to talk to that person. I don't know where, I don't want to speak on whether that's right or wrong. I don't know if that's like a community thing, a culture thing, or a Christ thing to stop speaking to somebody. It is what it is. But to regard somebody as unsaved, to me, is really, it's two different types of conversations. If you're on kind of like your faith walk, right? Like right here, I was getting my ears stretched. This was me an hour ago at a tattoo parlor getting bigger ears. And so I was telling her about Jesus. JWs do that, yeah. Mormons do it too. Yeah, I think it's pretty common, right? But my point is, it's like I'm talking to the girl about Jesus Christ, and then we ended up talking about like conservative Christians versus progressive Christians and the whole thing of it. Anyway, I'm not in church having these types of discussions. It's actually one thing I was talking to. Oh my gosh, I was talking to a Christian. Somebody, I think yesterday. Oh, it was a lady from my church actually, because she wants to do like a Christian club, like Saturday nights, like 7 to 11 with music and billiards and all this sort of stuff in the church. And I was like, yeah, because when you're at least for me, when I'm talking to another Christian, it is comforting enough that we're coming from the same framework. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like everything I want to do. Like, isn't it enough that we are playing pool in the church? Like, is it necessary that we bust out the devotional right now? And many people, that's why I don't really like going to these tea parties, and it's just like, why can't we know, and not always, but within context, know that we both love the Lord and seek to serve the Lord while paintballing? You know what I mean? Like going paintballing, or like, why is it like hiking and pray for each other? And again, there's time there. I mean, and people do like that. There's some people, but for me, here's what I'll tell you. Back in the day, I used to be in the entertainment industry. It's like all hip hop. So you get in the studio and you got your rappers, you've got your singers, you've got your producers, you've got your kind of like drug people, like the drug dealers. You've got the pretty girls in their like little tight clothing. You got all that. And so we're here, just follow me on this. We're in this studio because we all love rap music. Like, that's a given. We're here, right? So sometimes in the studio, we'll, our favorite rapper, our favorite producer, right? Like, that's because that's natural. That's where we are, and that's what we're about. Also, what happens is, dang, when I was 5, I had this dog named Lego, or, dang, my grandma makes this really good chicken parmesan, like all sorts of conversations. And it's dope because we know why we're here. We know what brings us together. That's all I'm saying about kind of the church environment and the saved versus the unsaved. Poppy says, keep you from talking to people. So do Scientologists. Yeah. I want to know who's naming their dog Lego. Somebody in these streets. Somebody went ahead and did it. And then, so the goal is to pursue reconciliation. The process is to protect righteousness. Step 1, establish a witness. Step 2, notify the local church. Step 3, regard them as unsaved. The reason why the local church is important is for accountability. Poppy says copyright infringement. The local church is important for accountability and for service. You know what I mean? That was the initial why well, there's a lot of reasons why churches don't pay taxes, but one of the reasons was because the local church was supposed to fulfill the role of social services, and I'd be curious as to when and why that stopped happening. I think we should put the pressure on. I'm saying that because I've kind of wondered myself. All right, I got to get out of here. Poppy said, I'm thinking of going to the Methodist church up the street. Be careful of the Methodists. Did I say that out loud? I didn't mean to say that out loud. The Methodists, my grandfather was Methodist. The Methodists are, they have a split in their church right now. Due to LGBT stuff. Some of them, when they allowed it, because they allowed the major, Methodist church allowed the pride stuff, and then some of them were like, nah, what you talking about? And so there's been a separation. So just be mindful. Be mindful of what that particular church might be kind of trying to get down with. Poppy said, did you see the photo I sent you? Oh my gosh. Sure didn't. I will if I find my phone. I'm telling you, I need somebody to come in and clean my house. Ben. The perversion of separation of church and state. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to get up out of here. Tomorrow, will I have more energy? Maybe. Maybe not. But we will get into number 2. Jesus shows the power of God in the community. Christian community. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. We're here every night. 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And I'll talk to you later. Whoops.